Don't you just hate it when they forget the rule of cool? Look what he just did, and the try wasn't awarded. This guy gets it. That was Rugby. Hello, and welcome to a shirt that makes the camera go weird. I'm a bit down. Last week, one of my videos got nuked for daring to show the magnificence of France as they pulverized Italy. So this week, I'm going to have to show a whole lot more still images and a whole lot less video, because I'm scared. I'm sorry. I would have loved to show a whole bunch of France versus Ireland, but I just don't want to go through that again. But whatever, this is the Six Nations Power Rankings. They are fun, they are not silly, and they are super accurate. The most accurate south of the equator, where all the fun stuff is. Well, 6th place. How my mighty Urk brothers have fallen. Down here in the bilgewater with the Welsh and Italian lumpenproletariat. I certainly did not expect to see them go from almost dead set champions to possibly only placing 3rd after this weekend. A lot of little things felt off before kickoff, nothing more so than the giant ball cannon attached to James Lowe's giant ass pulling up injured before kickoff. That would have been bad enough though, but they also had 3 legends retiring and 2 players playing their 50th caps. This thing was concentrated Murphy's Law, and you should have just called off the game. The hosts did start well with Jamison Gibson Park's kicking game keeping the French in their 22, and the Irish attacked fluently like they usually do, only to be stopped every now and again by a giant tackle or a barge in the ruck. The Irish even turned down some points to go for the try, only to be held up over the line, which is something that feels more and more common these days. The biggest issue though was their inability to counter the French bench. For 48 minutes, these two teams were punching at each other and keeping it all equal and close in score until that French bomb squad came on and just destroyed the Irish gain line. They couldn't stop them, and it was just points flowing one after the next after that. At least there's some solace that most of this team will be back in blue soon, and then they can take out their frustrations on us poor, Safa, Welsh and Italian clubs. What the hell was going on here? Every time the English got to the 13th channel of the Azzurri, it opened up for them like they'd just arrived at Algoa Bay. There was no scramble, no corner flaggers, and no fullback in place. As much as I love the Azzurri, and I want them to do well, there are serious issues with their defense, and they need to sort it out. Poor Ange Capuocho was breaking Strava records, chasing shadows all day. Now you decide to kick the bloody conversions. 5 from 5, off the tee when it doesn't really matter. Great. Awesome. Thank you. Here's your check for like £500,000. Now go away. I made a little video. It's my first one ever. I hope you like it. I posted it on the Hell site, and apparently it's the most controversial thing I've ever done. I'm sorry, I thought people might just like things on there. They don't. Yes, maybe Sam was a little slow, but he was chasing Pinot and Louis bielle-biarrey. No one will catch them. Maybe Sam looked like he was going to snap in half when you tackle him. Maybe Sam looks like he's been animated in quap when he runs. But you know what? That wiry little fucker kept running, and he kept chasing that lost cause. And there is a certain trophy they give to people who chase lost causes. We know all too well. So keep running, Sam. Don't let people tell you otherwise. He is trying to ruin me. Jack Morgan took the comments I made about him before the tournament personally. Definitely he's seen those comments, and he has turned them into a high-octane hate fuel that he's using to lay waste to all before him. Let's look at the stats. After round 1, he was at 3rd for tackles completed. Now he's way ahead in 1st. And after round 1, he was at 8 meters per carry, but slipping. He's only at 3 meters per carry now. Only the joke's on us because all of those are post-contact meters, so pretty good. Back then he was in the top 10 for attacking ruck arrivals, and he still is. Only now he's also second for defensive ruck arrivals, so he's at every single ruck somehow. You can go on Rugby Pass and do the whole player comparison thingy and put him up against every open side and I think blindside flanker in the comp, and he wins the stat battle every single time. Now if only his team can help him win an actual game. I don't think he's won one since 2022. Now that is how you use a bench with 7 forwards and 1 backline player. As Harry Jones says, it's not about what happens at 50 minutes when the mad dogs are let off the leash. It's what happens in those first 40 minutes and the platform that's laid by the starters. I went and I counted, and in this game that platform was laid by the maul, and another maul, and another maul, and another maul, and a maul, and a maul. The French had 12 lineouts and they set up mauls off of 8 of them. The Irish, I think I counted, only did 3. One at the start of the game where they got stopped, one at the start of the second half where they did score, and one at the end of the second half that went nowhere. The French mauls lasted long and blasted the legs. And whenever they fed the scrum, they also made it last as long as possible. They even set up a maul off a kick receipt. Every opportunity that the French pack got to put fatigue into the Irish legs, they used. And at 48 minutes, when they pulled the trigger with 6 forwards, the Irish resistance crumbled and the gain line belonged to the visitors. And as we all know, if you win the gain line battle, you kind of win the ruck battle. And if you get that quick ball out, Louis bielle-biarrey and Penaud are going to have a field day, which they did. It was beautiful to watch, and Hannibal Smith levels of planning coming together. Ask your dad about Hannibal Smith. The away win at the Aviva has breathed life into a Six Nations that was feeling a bit like a procession for the brilliant Irish side. And because the French lost to England, it's not going procession-wise in their direction either. The final weekend of games means we can still have an Irish, English or French champion crowned. Ireland must go to Italy and win very well, which they can do because they have a very good backline, and Italy has a defense about as dense as that green shit you can literally stab with dainty blossoms. The English are visiting a Welsh side well over their dead coach bounce, and the Northampton backline of England is singing very well now. So if they can contain Jack Morgan, they can go top directly after Ireland. And then finally Scotland can play kingmaker if they can beat the French in Paris against a probably 6-2 bench that has destroyed Ireland and Italy already. Why not? The final weekend of the Six Nations actually has something riding on it, and I will be tuned in to watch it all. If I can, if my wife lets me, if my kid isn't sick, if the dog doesn't get sick. I don't even have a dog. Oh, and now onto the news, where I don't really think much has been going on. Only that Dupont is probably out for the whole year after his knee exploded when he was tied up in a ruck against the Irish. It fucking sucks because it's a whole nother year of not seeing Dupont-a-Mac. And what else sucks is the discord around that ruck, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Oh yeah, also, if you want more of me, and why wouldn't you, I was on the 8-9 combo with Brett and Harry. We did the little post-mortem of the weekend, and you can go check that out. I've got the link down below. We just chatted shit and got angry at Harry for being on a wonderful island in Mexico. Arsehole. Also, I must remind you that any Six Nations squad chat must be postponed till after the Six Nations. A whole lot of people have been doing it, Kaylin, and look at what happened to Ollie Lawrence. His Achilles tendon exploded and no one was even around him because of the bad juju for selecting him in your squad. Don't do it. And this video is now rotten with bad juju too. So I will have to stop it there before it spreads, and I will see you all next week to chat about who lifted the Six Nations trophy in Paris. Bye.